that the main reason for India's economic backwardness was Hindu Dharma. But the truth was revealed as the 21st century approached. All over the world, reports started coming that India and China were once the most prosperous countries in the world. The Europeans had looted and ruined them. To find the truth of this, the OECD countries launched a major project to study it. A team was constituted under the chairmanship of Professor Angus Maddison. They started studying the history of the GDP of the world. When the report was published, the whole world was shocked. With a 34% share, India was once the wealthiest country in the world. That too, for 1,000 years and without looting anyone. There is no such example in the history of the world. But India was pushed down by plunderers and by exploitation. Before Britain started plundering India, it was still in the first place with a share of 24.5% of world GDP. In 1800, its wealth came down to 20%. In 1830, it was reduced to 17%. In 1880, down to 8%. And in 1900, it was only 1.7%. Who looted India's wealth? The British looted India's wealth. The palatial edifice of a great civilization crumbled. Indian society, which was industry-based from the times of the Indus Valley civilization, became poor within 100 years of British rule and became agriculture-based. During famines, 1/3 of the population perished. In spite of this, the revenue of the British East India Company increased manifold. From where did the farmers pay their taxes? The farmers sold the gold of generations to pay their taxes. The gold of Indian farmers still glitters in the city of London. And here, the Indian governments are still struggling to get the farmers out of that misfortune. Gold, silver, minerals, food grains, even fodder was not spared. One collector wrote to the Viceroy that it had not rained, so nothing was sown. There is only grass in the fields. The target of revenue cannot be met. The Viceroy sent the reply, "Grass is a good commodity. Sell it and send the money." The most fertile land on earth, where monsoon rains brought maximum water, was reduced to the land of famines. While millions were dying of hunger, the food grains of India were being sent to the armies of the empire. People who used to call food Brahm, who would not eat food but receive it respectfully, who would first offer it to a cow, a dog, a Brahmin, a priest, a servant or a guest, were starving to death, and their bodies were being eaten by dogs. India's population is basically vegetarian. When the mercury rises above 40 degrees, it is impossible to stay alive without salt. A heavy tax was put on salt. Colonizers earned millions by exporting it. India could never imagine that someone would kill them in this way. Due to salt deficiency, children died in the womb. The English created famines in India. Within 120 years, 31 major famines occurred. Smaller famines would occur practically every year. During these famines, people died in millions. The last famine occurred in 1943, in which over 3 million died in Bengal.